Hi guys, you can follow me at Gumby9662C on Twitter. We have all-time new highs in the diamonds, which were quickly sold off today. I think this is going to be short-lived. We have a lot of ex-dividends for the Dow component stocks that are hitting this week. So right after these go ex-dividend, I suspect those some of those stocks are going to start fading off after everybody's taken their dividends off the table. And so just keep that in mind, okay? SPY showing some weakness after hours. We broke today's lows after hours in the after hours trading, and we will be into the cloud likely tomorrow. I think we're going to fade lower. We have a huge gap to fill right below us. I think we're probably going to fill that tomorrow. The Qs are holding up like a champ, but this long-term trend line tends to get rejected when it gets up to these price levels. Okay, so this is yet another one that really looks like it's in a lofty territory. You go out in your daily and you can see what happens. About every time you get above this line, it gets rejected. We did get a close above it today, but I do not see it lasting. The Russell is the weakest of the bunch, and we did see the RVX, which is the VIX for the Russell. It was getting a 66%, at one point getting a 66% premium over the VIX today. And they were adding, and the RVX was leading price on the IWM today. And that is generally a tale of aggressive insurance on the Russell. And if you see this uptrend right here, we are crossing out of that, and we are just barely holding on to support at the top of the cloud today. And after hours, the Russell, let me show you. You see what's going on here with the Russell. It's just holding on to this trend line that I've got drawn just for dear life. And we're going to open tomorrow below that trend line for sure. So I don't know if we're going to gap lower, but it really looks like a good chance we're going to be gapping lower tomorrow. Officially today, we have this trend line which I've had drawn here. We officially broke away from trend with the TNX interest rates. And we crossed below our support line. We're still below our support line and our momentum line. And I did want to point out that this came up on my weekly scans that we have completely negated last week's range, and we're putting in a lower lows here. And I'm really thinking we got more room to the downside on our interest rates. And that means a bid into the bonds, which is also going to put a negative impact on financials and regional banks on the IWM. Keep Goldman Sachs on your radar. This is a 3-candle reversal pattern, so it has to get confirmation. It does have support lines and the cloud below it, but this is something just to keep an eye on, especially if we see interest rates continue to fall. After hours earnings were nothing to brag about, guys. Gilead really took it on the chin, and that is a huge NASDAQ component, so for the IBB. So just keep that one in mind. That could put some pressure on your NASDAQ tomorrow. And then you had your Disney that initially sold off. It's not looking very pretty right now, so that's another one to keep on your radar. As far as tomorrow, we do have Whole Foods, Yum Brands, after hours. Yum Brands, China did release some numbers. They were mixed, so they didn't have anything too significant. Alaska Airlines, you have Time Warner Cable, okay, and Humana. And Humana's earnings is probably going to impact United Healthcare, which has been on fire this quarter, okay. Now Thursday, there's a huge amount of great earnings, great companies, well-known companies that are announcing. You got Nvidia, Twitter, Yelp, Pandora, Activision, Coca-Cola, Expedia, CVS, Skechers. I mean, these are all mainstream companies here. And I'll scroll down real quick here, and you even have Kellogg and Cyber for cybersecurity. I mean, some of the best option trading stocks are all reporting Thursday. Some stocks that went ex-dividend today. Starbucks, for one, that really stands out for me. And then you have KB Home. That's another big one. And they pay out, well, I guess not. But at any rate, those are two that pay 1x dividends. Now tomorrow you got some major Dow components going ex-dividend. Boeing, IBM, ExxonMobil. I think Costco is part of the Dow. I can't remember. Then you also have, let's see here, JB Hunt. Well, there's a whole bunch of them. U.S. Steel's going ex-dividend tomorrow too, and it's been a darling. So these here, they don't pay much dividends here. Now, come Thursday, the big dividend payer is going to be Simon Properties. That's part of the IYR, the real estate ETF, and they have to pay, because they're a REIT, they have to pay out an extremely high dividend. And then you also have ConocoPhillips and Wynn Resorts having their dividends Thursday. So those could be players tomorrow ahead of their earning ex-dividend. Oops, I messed up. That last one there was Fridays. Okay, so that gives you 2 days to prepare for those. Now Thursday, the big one, Apple, major Dow component. You know, and so I can see it running back to all-time highs into their dividend Thursday. And then you have Sunoco, and I thought there was something else there, but yeah, okay. Tomorrow, here's some of the shareholder meetings and stuff going on. One that's really interesting to me is URE. That's Uranium Resources, and this is a Trump stock. Okay. Another one to think about is, here's Thursday. Here's some stuff going on. We have a shareholders meeting for Intel, and that's the same day NVIDIA is reporting. So that could be something quite of interest. I just want to say a lot of the stocks have had incredible moves this quarter. And just like Time Warner Cable here, it's at reference highs. And yes, it had a very good move after last quarter. But it's going to have to really impress to really start, pushing up higher on these indices and everything. So I just wanted to give you that heads up. I mean, trying to go to the long side on these markets or on these earnings and stuff right now, you're really fighting the tide. So, in my opinion, so be very careful. And if you're going to take trades, I would strategically look to short entries for things that look like they're overbought. That's all I got to say. Thanks.